Hi everybody, Dana Litwin here again, and welcome back to Tuesday Tips for Leaders of Volunteers. This week's very hot topic is AI, so I'm going to define what that really means, because AI is a marketing term that isn't completely accurate, and then get into some of the pros and the common ways you're going to use AI or applied statistics, what it really is, in your everyday work as a leader of volunteers, wherein you might know that it's being used in a program or an app that you're working with, when you may not know, and then some of the cons that are not usually brought up in this conversation. So the biggest kind of myths or inaccuracies about AI is that it's leading to the robot apocalypse, it's going to take over everything. That's not true. We aren't anywhere near real artificial intelligence or sentience in computers like Skynet. We're nowhere near that in our society. What this is, what's called AI, and again, marketing term, it really should have been named applied statistics, and sometimes it's referred to as machine learning, and sometimes those things are used interchangeably, which isn't entirely accurate, but it's a way of applying statistics that makes computers think faster. It's able to process information in a certain way that's done maybe more quickly or efficiently, but also it's very much a garbage in, garbage out type of proposition. So a lot of the free or low cost or even high cost AI tools or programs or software that's just being thrown at you in advertisements all the time, if you spend any time online or you get cold calls from companies or we're improving things with AI, it's really a marketing term. And much like some of the other tech trends of crypto, Bitcoin, and NFTs, it's going to have its bubbles, it's going to have its Ponzi schemers, it's going to have its scammers. And unfortunately, a lot of that is what's kind of garbage flooding the internet or online work right now. So just having a mindfulness and an understanding of some of the basics of what gets a good result from AI or what's a more ethical way to use it, or the other problems that can be associated with this type of tool, I think are helpful. So for our Tuesday tips, it's in a lot of platforms that you're already using. We're familiar with some open AI products and some problems with their CEO and their board, their own recent AI company problems. But ChatGPT and Midjourney and a lot of things that take writing or art or performance capture, like the SAG-AFTRA strike, that was one of the sticking points. So AI is used very, very much in creative things that should be done just by humans and just by people. So that's one of the cons that we're up against, is it's already flooded the market in a way that is not the best use, quite frankly, of that tool, but it's becoming the most profitable use of that tool. Getting back to garbage in, garbage out, it's about the data that the AI program is pulling from, whether that's amalgamated from across the internet of plagiarized things that are copyrighted, they've been taken without permission, they're scraped off of academic papers without attribution. So there's that ethical dilemma of AI inherently being an extractive and exploitive tool. It's grabbing a lot of information it probably doesn't have permission to grab, and then creating results with it. The other thing about AI, and really Beth Cantor and Allison Fine go into this in detail. Beth was just a guest on the Volunteer Management Hybrid Conference in October. Great person, great author, great expert. You really want to do the smart nonprofit, staying human-centered in an automated world. This has a lot of ways to be the most ethical using any kind of automation tools, including AI. So I highly recommend this book. Put it back there for a second. Yay, stand up. There you go. And some of the other dilemmas of using AI, and again, maybe this aligns with your value system personally or with your organization, and maybe it doesn't, but kind of other ethical and legal dilemmas that AI have led to and can lead to with nonprofit organizations, government agencies, companies, is that it has data privacy violations, it has copyright violations, it has ethical violations of fair use, and then also labor law violations. So I'll link to an article down below, pretty big scandal with an organization that had crisis lines, therapists, and started to replace those with chatbots and AIs that were giving very, very harmful advice to clients. So if you are purposefully using an AI product, it always has to be reviewed by a human. Be careful of the prompts, what you're asking it to do, since AI in its current most popular form is really telling you things you want to hear, and it's not set up to tell you the facts, the truth, the true results of the data that you're trying to put together or report on. So just be careful of that inaccuracy. A recent study had ChatGPT be 98% inaccurate, 98% wrong, 2% correct in its answers. The environmental impact with the use of this technology, or the widespread use, is that for every 20 to 50 ChatGPT question session, that uses about half a liter, a little more than a pint of water is necessary just for that conversation for cooling in the server room. So that's using a lot of energy, it's using a lot of water on a world that is in an increasing climate crisis. So it's not a green or sustainable tool to use or practice to have. That might weigh how much you use it with your organization. If you're a green club or an environmentally or conservation-based organization, and you advertise to your community, the public, that, hey, we're using AI to do this now, that's automatically going to turn a lot of people off, because if they're in that sector, they understand the environmental damage that's done by this technology. Much like mining for crypto and Bitcoin also uses a lot of energy, usually fossil fuel energy, so it has a huge, huge carbon footprint relative to other uses of technologies. Labor laws, again, is this coming for everybody's job as a leader or volunteer? No, not really. It can be a tool that makes your work more productive, more efficient, when you use it mindfully, when you understand the limits and how it works and the quality of the prompts and data inputs and questions and outcomes that you're aiming for. So if you are careful and or you have expert volunteers, maybe this is part of their career, or experts in your IT department at your organization, work closely with them. Be careful that this is the shiniest new thing. Don't be dragged into that. And also be mindful, as someone who's maybe creating content for your program, like videos or short little graphics and descriptions, that the best way to use AI, such as it is not in any creative way that a human should or could be doing, or any kind of communication that a human could or should be doing. At the very least, has to be very carefully decided upon what the prompts are, and reviewed, edited by people. So it may not even end up being a shortcut if you have to keep checking its work for the inaccuracies of the program you're using. And just because this is a very polarizing topic, it's a very misunderstood technology. What's getting marketed as its pros and features is not accurate. So there's a lot of scamming and really false advertising happening around the word AI. So just dig in a little deeper. I'll put some more resources below for the video. And this absolutely can be a useful tool in your toolbox for data analysis, running reports. You just have to make sure that it's the proper data sets, that it's not just grabbed from random stuff on the internet. Otherwise, it could get you and your program and your organization into pretty big trouble and or some really bad PR. So this is a time in history where we need to build trust back up in institutions. There's a lot of broken trust between the community and different nonprofit or government organizations, and the use of AI, such as it's called, is contributing to that with misinformation, disinformation, deep fakes, bad actors, and I don't just mean someone who's bad at acting, but people who are trying to cause harm are overusing this tool. I'll put it that way online. So just be mindful, be careful, enjoy the shiny new tools in your toolbox, but understand the implications ethically, legally, for your values or the values of your organization as they are stated. And if you love these Tuesday tips and you want to share them with friends, please do that. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell alert button to know when I have a new video up. And I hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.